Hey, welcome to Midweek Connection Online. We're really glad you guys are here tonight. We're excited about what God's already doing and how God's already been connecting our church and connecting our community together. So again, thanks for hanging out with us for just a few minutes. We're really glad that you guys are here. Hey, I want to begin with something tonight that I just want all of us to remember and all of us to know, and especially for those of you that may not be a part of our church that have kind of connected online through a friend or a family member. And that's this, that number one, you need to know God loves you and God knows where you live. He knows how you're doing. And I'm telling you right now, He cares and He is available and He is active in your life. God is ready to respond to you at any given time. And we know that, and we want you to know that as well. Also, we want you to know that we love you. You're not alone. You're not forgotten. We're praying for you. And we're declaring God's truth. And we want you to be declaring God's truth about you during this time as well. And the final thing that I want everybody to know tonight before we jump into Psalms 91 is that God never wastes a moment. Even the difficult ones. Even the ones that we just don't understand. God has never wasted a moment in all of our lives, and these moments that we're living in right now are not going to be any different for any one of us. So again, God loves you, we love you, God's got a purpose in your life, and we believe that. So tonight I want you to respond. Some of you already are. It's good to see you online, and there are some ways that I want to encourage you to respond. Number one, maybe you see somebody that's in one of those comments that you haven't seen for a few days. Drop a hello to them. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you on here. Number two, as we talk about Psalm 91, if there's a word that speaks to you where you are in your heart and in your spirit, give it a thumbs up. Give it tell us, hey, that was for me. Put a heart there, whatever you want to do. And then finally, send us any prayer requests. This week, we want to do it a little bit different because we want to make sure that we don't miss any of them. So you can start sending those prayer requests right now, and we'll do our best to make sure that we get back to them and are able to pray for them at the end. Well, listen, we're in Psalm 91, and this psalm is so applicable to the very situation that we find ourselves in right now. It speaks of some great optimism, but it also outlines some very real obstacles in our lives. This psalm gives us some beautiful guidance on being prepared for the changes that could come tomorrow. And again, I can't express enough. Every day I wake up thinking, what's going to happen today? It's going to be different. And the best response, it also gives us the best response to the issues that we faced today. Some of the things that happened may have caught us off guard or may have changed something. And how are we supposed to respond to those? Well, that's what Psalm 91 is all about. So let's go. Psalm 91 verse 3. It says this in the New Living Translation. It says, "For He will rescue you from every trap and protect you from every deadly disease." And I know that's a big thing on our hearts and minds right now. "He will cover you with His feathers. He will shelter you with His wings. And His faithful promises are your armor and your protection." I heard a preacher one time talking about this verse, and he says, just because God has feathers doesn't mean He's chicken. And I know that's the truth. God's powerful tonight. We need to start, though, as we look at this, with the very first word of Psalm 91:3. It's an important word, and that's the word "for." This simple little word is connecting us to something. It's telling us that what is about to follow is a reason. It defines the necessity of what we just read or what we just heard from the psalmist. Well, what did we just hear? We got to go back to Psalms 91:2 for just a brief moment. "This I declare about the Lord. This I declare about the Lord." And this is what he says. "He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is God, and I will trust in Him." The psalmist is telling us why he feels it's so necessary to declare everything that he knows to be the truth about God in his life. It's important in this time that we live that we do the same thing. See, there are numerous opinions and there's all kinds of information out there. And yes, it is important that we know what's happening and we are aware of what's going on in the world around us and how this virus operates. But it is more important in times of distress that we not only know about what's going on in the physical and that we not only know about who God is, but we are willing to speak that truth in the situation. The word declare is an interesting word. The word declare means to say something in a solemn or an emphatic manner. A declaration is not a simple sentence. A declaration is not just a statement that you make without any thought or without any intent. The other definition of the word declare is this: to acknowledge possession of. When I declare these things about God, I am acknowledging my possession of those. I believe those so hard, so much that they are a possession in my life. In our moment of fear, in our concerns, when we feel lonely, when the different expressions of our personal strength, whether that's mental or physical or emotional, when those things are tapped and when those things are tired, we need to take possession of who God is in our life. It's not just a statement that somebody else gave us. It's not just something that we heard somewhere. It's real to us. And it's something that we believe in so much that we possess it and we live it out with determination. We need to make those statements. We need to make those beliefs. We need to make them strong and clear in our spirit as we go through this time. We need to tell ourselves. We need to tell others. And again, don't just whisper it under your breath. But we need to tell ourselves, He is my refuge. He is my safety. He is my God, and I will trust Him. Even to those around that don't understand why we may not be feeling as fearful as everybody else, why we may not feel the angst or the anger that others are feeling, we have this statement to make. It's because God is my refuge. It's because God is my safety. He's God. There's no one like Him. And I'm trusting in Him for everything in my life right now. So why is it necessary for that? You say, Ken, why can't we just rest for a moment and just kind of muddle through this? Why is it so necessary to clearly and strongly and personally tell my spirit, tell my situation, tell my supporters, and definitely tell my naysayers who God is and the power of God that is in my life? That's what Psalm 91:4 says. There's a because. That's what that 4 connects us to. I declare because God is going to rescue me. God is going to protect me. God is going to cover me. And God has made some incredible promises to me. See, God's rescue, His deliverance from traps, is not just applicable to get you out of a mess or out of difficulty. One translation says He will take me out of the fowler's snare. The fowler is one who traps birds, whether that's a duck or a goose or whatever he's hunting. He tries to catch this powerful animal of freedom and to trap it. But God screens those kind of things off. It's not just when we get caught in the trap. It's not just when we feel bad or we're in a mess that God comes and takes us out. The word here is that God screens us off. He defends against. He makes us aware of the traps that are meant to harm us before they even get that chance. And here is one that everyone is holding on to. Here's a reason to declare. Here's a reason to make that statement to your spirit tonight. He protects us from things like this crazy virus. He protects us. But you may say, I know great men and women who love and they serve God and they're sick. And my response to that is simply this. I understand. But I know this, that God has a purpose that is higher than my knowledge level right now. So I believe in God. I believe that He heals. I pray for those things. I pray for the miraculous. I pray for God to bring healing. And I declare His greatness. That's my part in this. It goes on to say, He covers us. Again, the psalmist uses the illustration of wings because throughout the Bible, wings have a multitude of meanings and a multitude of purposes. What it stands for is this, that the covering of God over your life is complete. He covers us in strength, like the wings of an eagle. He covers us with swiftness, like the wings of a falcon. He covers us with healing, with peace like the wings of a dove, and always with His compassionate love. Again, like that of a mother hen gathering her chicks, as Jesus said. And all of this comes packaged in the promises of God. These are promises from one who always tells the truth. Not because it's what He wants to do, not because it's the best thing to do, but because He is truth. The promises that God has given us in His Word and has spoken into our lives are the armor, the psalmist says, that we can walk in. So when the attacks of doubt and fear, when anxiety and worry and distraction, when the deceits come, know that you are dressed and ready. You are suited up and ready to speak about the greatness and the glory of God in your life. You're protected. There's an armor, a shield that covers you. So tonight, we want to pray. We want to take this time to pray together, to join our faith for each other. And I hope that maybe as any of these requests may have come across tonight, that you have already started that prayer process, just praying for one another tonight. I don't know if we're going to be able to see some of these. We're going to do our best to try tonight to make that happen. Let me pull this up real quick. Well, let's just pray tonight. Hopefully we will, you'll be able to pray together I'm not able to pull some of these back up for us, but hopefully you're praying one for another. If you can, maybe you can scroll back through the feed, and if there's a prayer request there, would you just join your heart for the people around you, the people that are on this cast tonight? Will you do that? God, again, we are so thankful for the opportunity to be together in this format. God, we know that tonight, Lord, the psalm, it stands true. God, that no matter what valley we walk through, no matter where we are, God, that we have a reason to declare your greatness. We have a reason to speak about the fact that you are God and that you are mighty and that there is a strength in you. And God, tonight, I believe that your protection is upon us. God, that your covering is over us. God, that your promises are in full effect in our life. God, the things that you have said, the things that you are, God, those things are very true tonight. God, I pray for our family as a church. I pray for those online with us tonight, God, that whatever needs they're facing, Lord, some of them are facing financial needs due to stay-in-place orders, and some of them are dealing with questions about what the future is going to hold. Some of them may be dealing with sick family members, or even in their own body, they just don't feel well. The stresses are getting to them. God, I know that there's probably some moms that have now taken on a new role of homeschool teacher. And so, God, we're asking that you help them as well. God, again, that as they're keeping those little ones inside and trying to keep them safe, would you just help them to have a strength, give them guidance, give them wisdom. God, give them ability. God, I pray for Ashley's sister-in-law and family. They lost their uncle, God, to the virus this week. God, would you just help them and just undergird them? Let grace be in their life tonight in a great and powerful way. God, again, we are just praying for wisdom for all of us. We're asking, God, that you would just be in each and every place, God, that this video is reaching each and every family. God, we are asking you to do something in our community. God, we're asking you to do something in our church. God, and we're believing, God, that this psalm tonight that we have taken a look at, God, is going to be applied. God, we pray for Austin, God, as he temporarily got laid off last night, God, and we just ask that you again would help them through the financial times that they're going through. Again, that they would be encouraged and know, God, that you're doing exactly what this psalm says. You're covering them. You're caring for them. You have provided for them. Your promise is real to them. God, we are so excited to know a God that cares so much. And God, I believe that tonight you have spoken, that you have encouraged. God, we are trusting in you. We are allowing our lives just to be totally encapsulated in your hands. God, we know that you are able, and we know, God, that during this time you are not surprised. And so, God, we rest. We trust in who you are. We thank you again for allowing us to be together in this format, to spend this time together, to see the hearts and lives of each other in this way. And we thank you for the opportunity to do that, God. Bless every home. In your name. In your name. Well, guys, let me encourage you tonight to make sure that you're ready and prepared to join us on Sunday at 10:30. Again, we'll be posting to the different formats. You'll see it on YouTube, see it on Facebook, but join us at 10:30. Go find somebody to invite to church. And the beauty of it is they get to stay in their own home and do it. Just let them know. When you see them come up on the screen, say, hey, man, thanks for coming. I invited you. I'm glad you're here. So we look forward to doing that. Also, throughout the next few days, get ready. I'm coming at you, church. I'm going to come to you. We're going to come. We're going to check on you. We want to pray with you. And we want everybody in the church to see how everybody's doing, to see those smiling faces. So we're going to be doing that over the next few days as well. And of course, we do need you to faithfully continue to give. You guys have been doing a great job with that. But we need you to faithfully continue to support the ministry so that when this is all over, that we are ready to go, because I believe with all of my heart that the moment that there is a release from this, that God is going to use it to open a floodgate, and we're going to be able to do and see things that we never were able to do and see before. So we're looking forward to it. We miss you guys. We love you guys. God bless. We'll see you next time.